What's up, y'all? This is Neena Perez, and this is Straight Talk, No Sugar Added. And I'm really, really excited to be here. I always say that, right? Because I truly wake up every day being grateful for God and the fact that God gave me another day to be alive and to be here and to be present and to have a voice and to impact as many people as I have been and to be a part of Winject and all of this amazing stuff and have a beautiful community. And when you wake up in a place of gratitude and you wake up in a place where you can really understand that you're not promised tomorrow, that tough times come and that you can overcome them because God gives you another day and another opportunity. I'm getting a little choked up about that because I'm so grateful to God for everything, right? My birthday was the other day. My amazing best friend came to visit me. It was so fun and wonderful. And my husband took, the time to get people together, go to my birthday dinner and all of this great stuff. And I feel so blessed. And is everything going perfect? No, not everything's going perfect. But when in life is anything ever going perfectly all the time, right? There's always at least one thing, and that's okay. But I am really, really blessed, and I want you to realize that no matter what you're going through or what your day is, feeling like, you woke up today, and that is a blessing all in itself. Even if today was a hard day, even if today was a hard day. Hey, babes, just talking about you, just talking about you. He's such a good man. And I was even recently, like recently last night, right? Just transcending some really icky feelings and thoughts and emotions. And I knew what my topic was going to be today, which is unshaming yourself to wealth, right? And it's because I realized that I had a lot of shame in my life that stopped me from producing and being the person that I am today. But I realized that I also still had some hangups and still going through some stuff, right? Because even though I'm really, really blessed and I have this great home and a great husband and food on the table and all of that kind of stuff, there's things that just hit you hard sometimes and really like impact you. And when they do, you have to stop and think about what's going on. And a lot of us think that our net worth is tied to our self-worth. So our net worth is tied to our self-worth. And at least for me, it's always been that way. When I have a lot of money in my bank account and all that kind of stuff, I feel better. I feel more confident. And I realize that a lot of my net worth is tied to my self-worth, right? And that is a very, very shameful and very closed way of thinking, right? Because it is an invisible barrier that you don't really see that's blocking you, right? It blocks your abundance. It blocks what you want in life. It blocks your journey. It really blocks you from being authentically who you are, right? This shame, this thing called shame. And shame around money or shame in your life is a common experience. We all hold it. We all have this come in our lives, right? It stops us from achieving our goals. It stops us from building our businesses. It stops us from a variety of things in our life, right? And it can stem from so many different places. And I know for me, it stemmed a lot from my upbringing, my culture, my trauma. I had a lot of trauma when it comes to finances, when it comes to money, losing everything when we were just about getting, things built up and we were about to buy a home and we had our cars and we had all this stuff. And then we lost everything and we went homeless. And that was super painful. And, even like, in other times when me and my husband were struggling financially and we would have to, I just thought about this the other day, because I was having a moment of like couldn't breathe and a little bit of anxiety, and it was middle of the night, and I realized that a lot of the money shame that I was carrying really just made me feel unworthy, unvaluable. It made me feel like, like I wasn't going to be able to move forward, like I couldn't breathe. And so the last few nights I've been feeling that way because even though, like I said, I mean, I have a great business, and I have a career, and I have my husband, and I have a great home and whatever. But I also have other things that are, like weighing me down, like a lot of debt, things like that. So, when you have a lot of debt, you don't have a lot of money because you have a lot of debt. And I'm tired of being a slave to the lender in those areas, right? And it's all like natural because I did a huge ginormous move to another state and relocated my entire life and all of that kind of stuff. And I get that. And that'll all sort itself out. But when you have trauma and shame around money, it will stop you from creating wealth in your life. And I remember when I lost everything, that's the kind of feeling that I had. I remember when my ex-husband, when me and him had split up, he went to the bank. I didn't even know he was leaving me, but he went to the bank and like took everything. And it wasn't much. It was a few $1,000s, but it was all I had, right? I became quickly a single mother of two boys, and I had to raise them, and I had no money. And he wasn't really helping. So it's, that trauma that kind of comes, right, when you just start to equate who you are and your worth to money. And shame, when it comes into your life in that way, it can really, stop you from producing the things you want to produce in your life. And then you don't even know why you're doing those things, right? Whether it manifests itself in feeling guilty about spending money, or the opposite, spending a lot of money, right? So you keep spending all of this money because you don't feel worthy deep down inside. You don't feel worthy of having money deep down inside. And so you don't feel like you deserve any kind of wealth because remember, I just said that your net worth is your self-worth. And so some of us think, oh, that it's about, feeling guilty about spending money, but it's also the opposite. It's about buying a ton of crap and things that you don't really need in your life, but you're doing something to fill up the void that you're feeling deep down inside that you don't even know you're feeling, right? You feel like you don't deserve it. You don't deserve to be wealthy. You don't deserve to have this money. You're not good enough. You're not smart enough. You're not pretty enough. You're not whatever enough, right? And those feelings are not good, right? And they make you feel like you just can't get two steps ahead. And that's when you start to realize that you don't have a lot of money, but you don't realize why, right? You start to blame your circumstances, your things, your debt, your whatever. And it's actually deeper than that. It's deeper than that, right? And last night I was even in bed. It was like, I don't know, 2, 3 in the morning, whatever. And I started to do what I always do, right? Is I have a lot of self awareness, because that's the only way I can transcend these feelings and move forward. And so I was thinking about, why do you feel that way, Neen? Why is it that even if you have everything that you have and everything you're blessed with and you're so grateful, why are you feeling this anxiety, this nervousness, what is that? Right. So as I was laying in bed last night thinking about this, I started to go, well, why? And then I went deeper, but why? And then I went deeper, but why that? And then went deeper and I hit a nerve. And the nerve was, you are not good enough. I went right back to where I was years and years and years and years ago when I was younger, when people would say, you're not going to amount to anything. Wow. I started crying. I was crying last night. I wanted to cry quietly so I didn't wake up my husband. But I was crying last night and I realized, holy shiznick. I had to sit with that for a second, right? I had to transcend that for a second. I had to give that to God, because I realized that the shame that I have around not having enough, around money, around you know, wealth, around all of those things, comes from this deep rooted, trauma in my life from when I was younger. What you will never amount to anything. And that is pretty fascinating, isn't it? That you can literally live a whole life kicking ass and taking names. And I am really a beast in my career, in my business, at work, at home. Like, I get shiznick done. Okay. Yet, deep down inside, operating with this old system that isn't working for me, but against me. Right. And as I started to think about this, I started to really focus in on the things that I have been working on because I'm doing a master class, right, for women, for female entrepreneurs who have struggled with this thing like I have. Right. What's that, hun? Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. I do. I try to be the best. I know that I could be a pain in the neck too, but I do try to be the best version of myself that I can be and bring the best version of myself to the table and to all of you. Right. And so I decided, you know what? I'm done. I'm done with living like this. And I know that other people are done with living like this. And so I worked out a win method that has been really helping me. And it really helped me last night, right? Which is win. So a welcoming self-awareness, right? To like sit there and be aware and to know and to transcend those feelings, and then innovating yourself. So gaining knowledge and challenging your negative beliefs about money, about forgiveness, about shame, about all of that, right? And then navigating yourself forward to opening yourself up to receive more, right? Practicing some self-compassion, surrounding yourself with other people who know more about wealth and finances and all of that stuff. So having role models in your life, right? Making a commitment to be financially literate in all the areas of my life. So these steps are helping me to really gain the confidence and the value of what I need to really push my business forward even more, push the women in my program even more, and to really strive to higher levels, right? So I've hit low six figures. I want to hit high six figures and seven figures, and the only way to do that is to surround yourself with people who are there, and also taking the steps to really realize what it is that I need to do financially to hit those goals. And it's important to you remember that you're not alone. I'm not alone, right? Money shame, or shame around money, or shame that stops you from getting money, that's like huge. And I think everyone has something that they deal with in life that really causes this stop in your life, almost like a huge stop sign that just stops you from moving forward to the things that you want to accomplish in your life. And for over a decade, I've been working with women. I've been working with them, and they've unknowingly been anchored to this sea of shame and unforgiveness and all of that in their life. And they know it's there. They try to ignore it. Yet I think they underestimate its destructive power. And I know for me, I did for a long time. I know though that it's destructive because I know that I'm not hitting my full potential right now. So that needs to change, right? Because shame manifests in so many different ways. It shows up, like I said before, you either spend too much or not enough. It shows up in self-doubt and imposter syndrome and fear of failing. Hello? Lack of confidence. Like it leads to being a perfectionist. You think you have to be a perfectionist about everything because God forbid you're not perfect, right? And it goes into this all or nothing thoughts, like it's all or nothing, right? And then, or you go the other way where you're just always people pleasing people because you don't want to disappoint anyone. And when you're operating from this place of shame, it's going to be hard to take risks. You're going to be hard to just step out of your box. It's hard to step out of your comfort zone. It's hard to go after what you really, really want, right? And so I want to tackle those things. I want to tackle those. I've tackled a lot of them in my life, but I want to tackle them with you, right? So that's why I've decided to do a masterclass. I hope that if you're a woman entrepreneur, that you'll join me and you'll be walking away with implementation in your life, a plan for you to overcome and win. Right? Because we really need to start doing this in our lives. We need to start learning how to break the shame cycle. We need to learn to expand our thinking, right? And to have like strategies in our life. It's taken me over like 10 years to get this stuff under me, right? And I want to make sure that you are paving the way for your personal and financial growth, like I am paving the way for my personal and financial growth. Right. And we need to do this by really strategizing what is the game changer for you. Right. I know for me, I had to let go to receive more. Implementing that strategy in my life and how I did it has really helped me to break all of that stuff in my life. And even with that, I still am dealing with stuff. Right. So I want to make sure that you join me. Join me. Okay. If you're a female entrepreneur and you are feeling like something's there and you are feeling a bit stuck and you don't know why, and you're a perfectionist and you're doing all of these things that are harming you and not helping you, I want you to join me. It's going to be on Wednesday, September 6th from 3 to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. You have to apply to be in because space is limited because I'm not playing games. Okay. Now, this is your chance to learn that win method and to take your financial life to that next level because it is time for us to kick ass and take names. Space is limited. I'm not kidding with that. Right. I don't feel like I'm going to do any recording. So I don't think there'll be a recording. So I don't want you to miss it. You have to be there. And if you're ready to overcome this invisible thing in your life, that's shame, and start living your best life, I'm going to encourage you to make sure you DM me that word masterclass if you want to be a part of it. I'll try to even leave a link or something below so that you can actually take these steps into your life and do what you will with them. And hopefully you'll implement them so you can start changing the trajectory of your business and your life. Because I know that identifying and overcoming shame and all of this is really challenging. I'm going to say it's not easy, but it's freaking possible. All right. And I want to help you start this journey. I want to help you really live your life. And I want to help you change the trajectory of where you're going forever, right? Like change it. I don't know what you're waiting for. I know that I'm going to be there. So I'm hoping you're going to be there. Right. So apply to join the masterclass. Make sure that you put masterclass in the comments or whatever. Make sure that I'll try, like I said, I'll try to leave a link for you. And my VA is going to contact you to get out on a call with you for like 5 minutes and say, hey, will you have your camera on? Will you be there? Are you implementing the strategies? That's all. That's all. It's not, you can't buy anything on this call. This is literally me gifting you. Me giving you strategies and techniques that I know have helped me in my life. Because this shame thing around money or this shame in our life stops us from so much stuff. And I know that even like I said, I still had some icky things going on even last night. I had to sit there. I think it took me like 2 hours to transcend this feeling because it was so embedded that I wasn't good enough, that I don't deserve anything, that, you're not going to amount to anything. I had no idea that those were still deep-seated, rooted things that I thought I dealt with. But apparently a memory came up where I was told I wasn't going to amount to anything, right? Because I was a 15-year-old teenage mom. And, my family was ashamed of me. And so I wasn't going to amount to anything. And my ex-boyfriend, my son's father, would always tell me, you're not going to amount to anything. Nobody ever wanted you anyway. You're not going to be anything when you grow up, blah, 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 right? All of it's bullshit and lies. But the truth is somehow I made those words sit in my subconscious as a program. And because it's a program, it has been stopping me from launching, from putting stuff out there, from making sure that everybody knows what I'm doing. And I am creating an empire. I'm not creating like just a little thing. I'm going to blow up. I'm going to kick ass and take names. I really am. And so those type of things that still we still have to deal with, don't ignore that. Don't ignore that. Do not sweep it under the rug. Do not think it's going away. It's not. The truth is you have to deal with it. You have to face that bad boy. You have to kick its ass and you got to keep it moving. Okay, because this is a real thing and people are really struggling with this and they're not understanding. Why is it that I can't get to that next level? Why is it that I feel stuck? Why am I overwhelmed? What is it? These are money beliefs. These are shame. This is shame stuff that's coming up. This is stuff that is stopping you. I know it's invisible. I know you can't see it, but I promise you it's there. And this is a common thing that holds so many people back from achieving their financial goals. I don't want to do that anymore. I refuse to do that anymore. Okay. And I want you to be able to transcend those feelings and understand that whatever trauma comes with that money, whatever the situation is, whatever your behaviors are, whatever, that can change. And we can start to change those programs so we don't deal with this anymore. I literally, like I said, took 2 hours or so, maybe even longer because I didn't sleep much last night, and just cried for a moment and then transcended it and gave it to God. No. We can't be acting like that anymore. That has to stop, right? Because in order for us to be able to move forward, we cannot keep being tethered to something in the past. because it's not going to allow you. It's like a rubber band. You go up a little bit and it snaps you back. You go up a little bit and it snaps you back. I am done with that. So we're going to take some spiritual scissors, and we're going to go ahead and snip that off and cut that out, because that is enough. So I want to make sure that you guys are winning. I want you to win. So welcome some self-awareness, innovate yourself, and navigate yourself forward. And if you are a female entrepreneur, I want you to join our masterclass on Wednesday, September 6th from 3 to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. You need to apply to be there. It is limited space because I want to get into it with you, and I can't, have everybody and anybody there. I need you to be serious. I need you to want to overcome this invisible barrier that is keeping you from creating that next level in your life that you want to create. So I love you guys so much. I thank you for being here. I thank you for hanging out with me. I thank you for always pouring into Straight Talk, into me, DMing me, emailing me, all that great stuff. But if you're a female entrepreneur, I need to see you there Wednesday, September 6th from 3 to 5 Central Standard Time. Make sure that you go ahead and drop that word masterclass if you're interested, and I will send you the information. But it is time, people. We need to get going forward, and we cannot allow our past to destroy us anymore and to tether us to things that don't serve you. Okay? I love you guys. I really appreciate you. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and share it away, because it is time to help as many people as we can on a journey to their next level of themselves. Thank you so much for being here. I love you so much. This is Neena Perez. Straight talk, no sugar added. Until next time.